Okay. So, I'm so excited to hear from you because I know you sign a heck of a lot of customers and you just earned a huge bonus. So we are obviously, if you can tell by the chat, so pumped about this. So I just have a couple questions for you. Hopefully we won't keep you too long, but first of all, just tell us a little bit about who you are, what's your story, and all that good stuff.
Okay, well, I'm Dee Brooks. I live in kind of a small town, Greenville, South Carolina. A good bit far away from y'all. But I started this business April 8th of 2016. So I just hit my 2-year anniversary. And it's been a crazy whirlwind because it's just like everything that's happened and where I'm at right now is not at all where I expected myself to be. When I joined this, it was literally just it wasn't necessarily even for extra money. I lost a lot of weight. I used to be 318 pounds. So for me, I had gotten into the wraps, and that's where I lost all my weight doing Zumba. I never used It Works. I always like to tell people that. I didn't know about It Works then. I wish I had. I lost all my weight just doing Zumba and eating healthy. I did Weight Watchers online. And obviously I lost 176 pounds. So therefore I had skin. And that's kind of what got me into what It Works was. And that was the wraps. So when I joined this business, it literally was, I had a really good job. I was working, I was 6 figures a year. I was an outside sales rep for a telecommunications company. I did a small business sales. So I made my own schedule. It's pretty much a gravy job with great money and great benefits. So when I got into this, it was literally just I thought I was like, okay, well I can get the wraps for free, or I can, make a couple extra $100. Before I was in that with the telecommunications business, I owned a fitness studio. When I lost all my weight, I fell in love with Zumba. So I decided I was going to teach Zumba, and that's what I was going to do. And I opened that business in 2011. And guys, when I tell you that, when you hear customers tell you, or potential say $99 is a lot to start, for a business owner that has to actually go out and open a business, it is so much money. Like my grandparents actually loaned me the money. It was $33,000 that I borrowed. I was able to pay it back, but I went bankrupt. Like I paid them back, and there was months where I wouldn't even get a paycheck. That's how hard it was. I owned the studio for about 3.5 years. So that did get me a lot of, I guess it kind of brought me into the world where I realized how much my story impacted others, but I couldn't afford to keep it open. It just fell through. So long story short, like I said, I got into my telecommunications. I was good at what I did, but it was not my passion. I had been in an industry for 3.5 years where I got to help people, and that's what I loved. And I realized like I'm making great money, but I don't like, this is not something I'm just in love with. Like it's not my everything, So when It Works came into my life with the wraps and everything, I was like, okay, well, I'll do this thing. And I'll, if I make a couple extra $100, it never dawned on me. In my mind, I still had that business owner mindset where it's like, okay, I have to have 4 walls. I have to be paying rent. I've got to have instructors or staff. I've got to have electricity, like all these overhead. It never once dawned on me that I could actually still use my story and my whole journey, help others for my freaking cell phone. Like that to me wasn't even an option. Like it never even crossed my mind that was a possibility. And it's like people were really sad when I closed my studio, and I had been out of that industry for about 2 years because that was in 2014. Remember, I didn't start It Works until 2016. And so like I started this business and it just blew up, and I realized it wasn't because I'm anybody special. It's because I just had a passion for helping people. And that, whether it was in a dance setting in a studio, or whether I had my 4 walls that I had to pay rent that I could barely pay the electricity for, or I had my cell phone with the Wi-Fi connection. Like it was my love for people and the love for helping women, especially, and I say women, but men too, but helping women just feel good again. And you have to take the whole weight loss story out of it, because if you're sitting there thinking, well, I don't have that weight loss story, that has got nothing to do with it. If you love helping people and you truly love that, then people are going to see that through your posts, through your statuses, through your videos, whatever it is you're doing. You're never going to have to beg anybody, because people are going to know like you're so genuinely in love with helping them that they're not going to be able to say no to you. Like they're going to be attracted to you. They're going to want to find 5 reasons why they shouldn't do it, and they're not going to be able to find those. So it's like that kind of is where I joined April. Like I said, I thought this was just going to be like a little side gig. I joined April. I went Ruby, Emerald, Diamond all in 1 month in May. So by May 30th, I was paid as a diamond. I never have received a bonus up until today, or up until the May 31st. I did get the $500 Ruby bonus, but when all my friends and uplines were getting the 10,000 and 20,000 and 50,000, I was always a month short. And the bonuses are amazing, don't get me wrong, but don't let a bonus also deter you from the big picture. Because I didn't get a diamond bonus, I didn't get a double diamond bonus, I didn't get a triple diamond bonus. And I knew people that did. And it was like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, dang, but you know what? It was not my time. It was my time when I promoted. That was my time. And so, yes, this bonus is amazing, but don't let the bonus be a driving factor to make you push and go fast. But if you don't make the bonus, realize that the rank is your ultimate, and I always still say take bank over rank, but your rank is your ultimate, just think bigger, think of the larger picture that you're trying to do. You know, you want the residual income. And maybe the bonus is great. It's a monthly bonus though. So if you can make triple diamond, let's say in 3 years, who cares if there's a bonus? If you're making 10 grand a month, you're not going to care about that extra 1,000 or 2,000 a month you're getting off a bonus. So, anyway, sorry, I went off on a tangent, but yeah, so it moves so fast. I went diamond by May, double in July of 2016. And then I sat there for about 10 months and I went triple in May of last year. And so when my little timeline hop came up, I'm like, I have to go presidential in May. I went diamond in May. I didn't go double in May. It was in July, but I went triple in May. So by God, I have to go presidential in May and make this bonus. So here's where I'm at. And that's kind of my story in a nutshell. But this business changed everything for me and my husband.
That's so good. I didn't know we promoted to triple the same month.
Oh, you did? You did too? That's crazy.
Oh, wait. Last year? So you didn't get a triple bonus?
No, because I had to have it by April.
Because you were already double, because the way they had the bonus.
Yes.
I was a diamond.
And the triple go ended in May, and ended up April 30th, and I didn't get it till May 30th.
Okay. Yeah, because I got the 50,000 because I was a diamond at conference, and then went double, triple. So that's
yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, so one thing, I wrote a couple notes on her story just because some of the stuff that she said, I think some of us really needed to hear. She said, like she didn't wait for a bonus. She wasn't like, okay, like I could promote to diamond, but like, well, I'll just, it's May or whatever month, May, I think, but I'll wait till next February when they may bring out a bonus. Like that would have been stupid for her to do. So I'm glad that she said that, because I think so many people either wait on a bonus or they go for a bonus and then they don't hit that bonus and then they just give up because they saw the bonus and like she said, you didn't see the big picture. But what I even told myself last month is I realized, I'm not going to hit presidential this month. It's just not my month. And I had pushed for it just like I was promoting, but it just wasn't quite there. And whenever I started to realize that, my mindset wasn't, okay, you know what, screw it. Like, this just is not for me, whatever. I said, bonus or no bonus, I'm going to be in this business for the rest of my life. So who cares if I go presidential this month or next month? Like in the grand scheme of things, I'm going to be in this business for 60 more years, as long as I live. So like, why does it matter? Why would that make me quit because 1 month didn't go how I thought it was going to go? So I'm glad that you said that. So don't ever quit because of that. But the other thing I wanted to say was whenever she was talking about how she had a regular job, or not a regular job, but a business. So she was talking about how much it costs to start a business. And I think a lot of people have a question. They're like, well, okay, so people are interested in doing this business until I tell them about the $99 to start. And then they're just like not interested in it anymore. Or they'll say like, how do I break it to them that it's $99 to start? And here's what I want to say. If you've ever thought that, or if you have that question, you're looking at it totally wrong. Number one, if they're interested until they hear that it's $99 and then they're just not interested at all anymore, it's the way you're saying it. Because $99 is a huge, awesome thing. And so it must be the way that you're telling them, and you're saying like, well, it is $99 to join, but it's okay because like they're like, well, what the heck? Like, what's wrong with that? But if you're like, dude, it's so cool. It's only $99 to get started. You get everything that you need to make your money back. Plus, right now, you get a free Fit 5 pack. So you get tons of samples too. Like, this is the coolest thing ever. That's the exact same information said two different ways. One brings out, oh my gosh, oh, it's only 99 bucks. Okay, well, I don't have that money right now, but that's an awesome deal. I totally want to do that as soon as I get the money versus, why did you just say it like that? Like, well, that now it seems like that's a catch, you know? But like, so use what she said about how much it costs to normally start a real like brick and mortar business, and take that and let that make you confident. And when people say, how much is it to join? Oh my gosh, only 99 bucks. Can you believe that? That should be how you're talking to people whenever they ask you. So, all right, let's move on to the first question. So obviously, this is a big one that everybody wants to know from anybody. How do you balance life and juggle this business while you have a family and a social life? And obviously, you know, you were doing a lot of other things. Now you do this full time, but before you weren't. So like, how did you juggle all of that all together? People, I think, struggle with that time management. So what do you have tip-wise for that?
Well, like going back to where when I was working a full-time job, if you really think about it, even if you are working full-time, let's say you're working 40, 50 hours a week and you got 2 kids, and you're taking care of a husband or whatever it is, if you really think about how many times you're scrolling on Facebook, like that, if you really think about it, even when I was at work, I was scrolling. You know, even when I was at work, like if I was supposed to be in a meeting, I'm scrolling. I was bored or whatever. Like I was distracted. And if you really, really, truly like ask yourself, like you're already on Facebook or Instagram, whatever your platform is, probably at least an hour to 2 hours a day without even actually saying, okay, I'm putting aside 2 hours a day to work this business. So if you can be on social media posting that you're at lunch or posting that your boss sucks or whatever it is you're doing, you could actually be using that for, I'm not saying go get in trouble with your boss, because if you're not supposed to be on your phone, but if you're already kind of doing that, like I know for me, I was. So balancing that was like, I just realized I could just, instead of scroll with intention, like scroll with the fact, okay, and so now I'm not just idly snooping on people. I'm snooping for a reason. I'm stalking them for a reason. You start, you know, you're looking at people, and it's not, when I say balance, it's like all this business is, if you say, okay, well, I got to go on social media and work 2 hours today, you're looking at it the wrong way. This business is a relationship. That is all it is. You are making friends all the time. You're doing that in your personal life, business life, you're doing it regardless. So the better you build relationships, those people are going to want to know what it is you're doing, no matter what it is you're doing, because you've built a relationship. And what that, as you know, if you have a relationship with anybody, there's trust. And the trust is what's going to, let's say, okay, oh, well, I like her. So I'm going to, what did she post today? What was that? Like, what was that about that cleanse? Oh, look, she had sushi for life. That you're not going to have to go put, oh, I got to go work 2 hours on my phone. It's not going to be like that, because you're just making friendships, and you got to think of it like that. And now those friendships are going to develop into more, and then you'll get those messages from people. And you're going to be okay you're going to feel fine messaging them, for example, host a post, and we'll talk about that later, or whatever, because you've built a relationship. Like, it's not a cold message anymore. If you're building relationships, you can do that at any time of the day. And if you're working like an 8 to 5, then okay, so like, for example, like my daughter has to be at school at 8:15. One of my busiest hours in the morning is if I get up at 6 in the morning and work from 6 to 7. And that's me laying in the bed. Like, I haven't got up because she doesn't have to go to school at 8:15. And I can get a lot done in that 1 hour. I'm not like, if you were doing an 8 to 5, you're not at work. It's my one little hour that there's silence. There's nothing, nobody's saying they need anything. It's just me and my phone. And even if they don't respond right then, I can send my messages out. I can do whatever I need to do. That 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. is so crucial. Like, I've gotten so many people to say yes at 6 in the morning. And you think that's crazy, but they're getting their own selves up for work, up their kids up for school, whatever it is. And it's just so, just like that. Or say, okay, from 10 to 11 at night, that's my other busy time. From 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., I'm going to message at least 50 people or whatever, or follow up with whatever. And if you have to, like some of you are so structured where you have to say, okay, I got to set aside a couple hours a day so I can work the business undistracted. That's fine. But just think about all the times when you're just idly scrolling, and just remember, if you're scrolling with intent, you're scrolling with intention. Don't just scroll to scroll. Like scroll with a purpose. And that's going to make so much difference on your business. Once you realize, use Facebook as a business tool and not just as a social media base. Like it's a tool. It's no different if you work for a company that gave you leads every single month. I was in sales forever. Here's you 100 leads, go contact them. They don't know who I am, how to build a relationship with them. So Facebook, you've got 5,000 friends. Now you got your leads. Go talk to them. That's all it takes is just relationships. That's it. That's it. That's as simple as I can make it.
I love that. And one thing too, like, I mean, I know I say this all the time, but I know we have new people on here. Like, this isn't something that it's like, it works, then I go to work, then I go to school, then I go home, then I do, take my kids to soccer practice, then I come home and do it works. Like, why would you not talk to people at the soccer field while your kid's like at a soccer game? Why would you not talk to them whenever they're next to you? When you're at school, why would you not use your products at school in class and have people ask you, what the heck is that green stuff in that water bottle? And you're like, oh, it's greens, And, we have so many products you can take with you to school and work and all this stuff. Y'all, every single person from my school has all signed up either as a customer or a distributor because I was using the products and because I wore my It Works shirt. I wasn't waiting until I got home to cram in It Works. If I didn't have time, oh well, it wasn't a priority. I made it a priority. I worked it into everywhere that I went. I'm not kidding you. So I used to work at Finish Line, which is like a shoe store. Literally customers I had at Finish Line are my It Works loyal customers. Isn't that crazy? So like I would talk to them about shoes and I was like, yeah, and I also, I work this business on the side. And I would talk to them. I was like, I'm on Facebook. And I'm literally Facebook friends with this lady named Joy who has like 3 kids. And like I helped all of her kids, got them shoes, and she's a customer. So you can easily work this business into your schedule. And I just did the math, by the way, which I'm not like a math person. So I hope this is all right. But so if you do the math, there are 168 hours a week. Okay, you work a full-time job, 40 hours a week. You sleep for 8 hours a day, which I know most of us don't actually sleep that much, but 8 hours a day, that's 56 hours. So if you subtract all that, what you have left over is 72 hours a week. Okay, divide that up into 7 days. That's 10 and a half hours a day. Let's say you have a second job. You work an extra 6-hour shift. So you're working about I don't know, however many hours a week that is. I'm pretty sure it's illegal to work like 40, I don't know, like a 40-hour week plus 6 extra hours a day. But then you still have 4.5 hours. Like literally, like we have no excuse to not have time to do this business. And just like she said, wake up an hour before you normally would. That's what I've started doing. And it has literally made all the difference in the world because I have an hour before anything starts going on, before I have to go to the gym and do this and do that. I have an hour of just uninterrupted time by myself where I can focus. And I do the same exact thing as you, where I do it at night too, right before I go to bed. I plan out my day. I send more messages and I don't reply to them until I wake up in the morning. Then I have that hour. And so giving yourself those intentional times, and maybe you are working literally 24 hours a day, which I don't actually believe, but you can give up a little bit of time, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night, just so that you can have that time to work your business, but you have to make it a priority. And sometimes people, will ask me, they're like, well, how did you manage your time? And I've given them all these different tips on how to make a schedule, but I think at the end of the day, it's not that you need more tips on how to manage your time. It's just that you have to freaking want it. Because I just wanted it so stinking bad that I don't know exactly how I did it, but I just knew I had to. I knew that I didn't have another option. If I was not going to work 65 hours a week for the rest of my life, then I had to figure out a time to work this business every single day because I was going to be stuck in that same situation forever if I didn't do something to get out of it. So sometimes you don't need more tips on how to schedule your time. You just need to want it bad enough. Because if you want it bad enough, the how takes care of itself. If you know why you want this, how it happens takes care of itself. So that's what I wanted to throw in there too, because I think that we overthink that.
Well, Morgan, I want to tell you too, like I didn't mention, I don't have small children. I have a 14, almost 15-year-old. And I will tell you this, and when I first started this, she was, 12, 13. Not that I would never, my daughter is my priority, but I will tell you this, if I have to spend a little, like so I do this full time now. But even for a year, if I'm glued to my phone and I'm still there, I'm in all her moments, I'm still there. Like I'm physically there. It's better than me having to send someone else to pick her up or do whatever. This is my thing to any of the mamas out there is I can guarantee you, now not that you don't want to miss out on any of their important moments, but I've literally said this to my daughter so many times. Baby, I'm going to create you something that one day, yes, I might be glued to my phone for this next year or whatever, and I'm not technically glued to it, but I'm just being that perspective. But when you don't have student debt, when I can hand you something and say that I created this for you, and you've got your colleges paid for, or when it comes time for her to drive and I can go buy her a car and pay cash for it, or what, and I have a stepdaughter too, who's 16. So it's like, these things are starting to happen. Like we got teenagers, like it's expensive, believe me. I want to be able to say to her one day, you know what, I created this for you. Yes, you might have thought there was times where I wasn't maybe fully 100% listening, but I will promise you, I've created something for you that's going to be so valuable that you are not going to resent. If anything, I taught you work ethic. And that's something that a parent has to teach their child too. So don't feel guilty. And this is just my opinion. Yes, you don't want to miss moments, but don't also feel guilty for showing your child. If you're a single mama, like show that child how hard you have to work and what it is you're creating. And one day, they may not understand it when they're 10, but they will understand it when they're 16 and they're going for their first job and they realize, or when they're 18 and they're moving out, how hard life is. And they're going to appreciate you so much because you built something for them that you made life easy. And maybe something you weren't able to have when you were that age. So for me, it's like, yes, sacrifice some, but gain a lot in return. So it goes hand in hand. It just kind of depends. If I had babies, like little babies, it's a little different, yes. But in my age where my daughter's at, it's like, I want to create a legacy for her. And I want her to grow up thinking if something happened to me a year down the road, she's got something to be proud of what her mama did. And that's kind of how my philosophy is on that part.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that because we have moms on here for sure. And I'm not a mom, so I don't even want to pretend to know. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to actually screen share and just show people your results if that's cool because you have them on your phone. Yeah. Okay if I do that? Okay, so because she said she lost all this weight, I want y'all to see. That was her before and after. Isn't that crazy? Okay, and then this one too. Can y'all see that still?
Dark hair.
Yeah, I know. That's whenever I met you. I think you had dark hair. I like the blonde too. I like both.
Yeah, I like the blonde. And I had ham in my hand, just so y'all know. I was eating.
But yeah, so okay. So you have amazing before and after pictures, and obviously, not everybody has to lose weight. Not everybody, that's their goal, and I get that. I don't get that personally, but I'm sure that not everybody wants to lose weight. But we don't have just weight loss products, okay? So how has having your personal results helped you sign more customers? Because even though you didn't use It Works products, but you lost all this weight, and then you still use the products now too, and you talk about keto energy and using the products, how does using the products and being a product of the products help you get more people interested?
Well, and I'll kind of go back to this because I hear it all the time. I don't have a weight loss story, so I'll never be as successful as you are. I hear it all the time from my own team. And this is what I can tell you. And I'm sure if you don't have the weight to lose or that's not your story, you have to remember that your story is your story, and your story is what's going to relate to everyone else. And it blows my mind because I'll have girls that will say, "Well, I'm still chubby. Nobody's going to want to buy from me. I'm not there yet." Or, I don't have your story. It's not going to happen. And let me tell you something. People, if I didn't share that before and after for people to understand where I'm coming from, people love to relate. And if they can relate to you, I'm speaking, my story, I'm speaking to those girls out there that are 300 pounds, that are scared to go contact someone that's only 150 pounds. But they see my before and after, okay, well, I trust her. She was once me. If you're in that journey, then tell people you're in that journey, because that journey is what's going to get people to join your journey. Nobody wants to relate to someone that's perfect. That's just got it all together. They're perfect. They've never had a struggle, because that person doesn't exist. But my point in telling you this is if you're not there yet and you think, okay, well, I still got 100 pounds to lose, then freaking fantastic, because you're going to say, you know what? Come on to this journey with me. Do it with me. We'll do it together. We'll share the struggles together. We'll share our successes together, but you're doing it together. And people don't like to be alone. Like, I mean, generally speaking, the human nature is we don't want to do anything alone. We want to have someone in our back corner cheering us on. We want someone rooting us on. And when we feel like we're going to fail or we're going to quit, we want someone to slap that food out of our hand and say, okay, you got this. Like, let's do this. So you have to remember that regardless of what your story is, that's my story. So I'm going to relate to girls that are in that struggle or that journey. If your story is, if you're a single mom, or you're a college student, or, you're maybe been in an abusive relationship. I don't know. Like, I have so many girls on my team, and it's so crazy because the people they bring in are the people that relate to them. And you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine. You want to relate, and you want a team full of crazy diverse people because you're going to bring in all walks of life. And obviously being a part of the product, yes, that is key. Would you go to a dentist that has cavities and has their teeth rotting out? No. And the same thing goes. If you're looking to lose weight, are you going to go to a personal trainer that's obese? Probably not, because obviously they're not practicing what they preach. Unless they tell you, hey, I'm on this journey with me. Let's do it together. Different situation. But you want to, if you're not there yet, then just know that you're on the journey to get there. And that's all that people really want. They're not looking for someone. To be quite honest, when I was that weight, I would have never walked up to someone and said, help me lose weight, if they were like this perfect, what I considered in my mind to be perfect. Like, I wouldn't have. I would have been intimidated. You don't want to intimidate people. You want to help people. And the only way you can do that is to relate to them and just be a part of the product, show them how you use it, and be honest. Like, if the moment you start, go live, share your story, because that is what's going to get people in. People are like, what should I say when people join me? They're like, well, what do I say? I'm like, that's one thing I won't help you with. You've got to have your own why, because your why has got to be so big and so strong that that's what's going to keep you going. So when the months are slow, that's going to continue to make you pump. When great things are great, it's going to be something you still want to share. So it's like your why has got to be so big. And just realize that your story is just as important as my story, as Morgan's story, as anyone's story. Your story is your own, and it's not duplicated. And that's what to me is so awesome about this company, is because we can reach everyone. Every single person can reach someone, because we all have struggles. And the last thing I'll say on that is use your struggle, your weakness, as your strength. Because if the moment we are honest and we're humble and we voice our own weakness, guess what? You'll have 10 people that have that same weakness, and they're like, oh my God, she's normal. Like, she's not this picture perfect human being that I thought she was. She's actually real. And people will come to you because of that. And that's how I get so many people. It's because I'm not afraid to tell people, hey, I ate 2 cheeseburgers last night or whatever, and I shouldn't have done it. But I did, and I know I'm all about health and wellness, but I still screwed up. So, like, let's be real. Just realize that people want realness. They don't want fake.
So true. And that doesn't just go for weight loss. It goes for anything too. Like, I think the biggest thing that people ask, like, right now is, okay, so how do I talk about the products? I've never used any of them before. Number one, you get wraps in your starter kit. It doesn't matter if you're a size 00 or a size, 100. You can use the wraps and you can still see results, because they're not for weight loss. They're for tightening and toning. So anybody can use the wraps for anything that they want, even if it's on your chin or your neck or wherever. You can use the wraps. So have your own personal results from the wraps. And then, like she said, even with hair, skin, and nails, if somebody's like, well, I'm interested in the hair, skin, and nails, do you have your own personal results? You can just flat out say, I joined 2 weeks ago, so no, I don't yet, but they're the very next thing I'm going to get. I'm so excited to use them. My best friend Morgan, or whoever's team you're on, my best friend so-and-so used the hair, skin, and nails. These are her results. Look at this. This is crazy. And so just sharing other people's testimonies. Maybe you don't need to lose weight. You can say, I'm not someone who's trying to lose weight right now. I'm actually trying to gain weight and put on muscle, or whatever your goal is. But My friend Dee has had an amazing weight loss journey, and she's using these products to stay consistent on, to stay on track to keeping that weight off. And my friend Morgan used the products to lose weight and all this stuff. And so you can use other people's testimonies until you get your own, or if you don't need that thing necessarily. For me, that's skincare. I have a breakout every now and then, but I don't have bad skin in general. It can always be better, so I use our skincare, but it never gave me like, oh my gosh, my acne all went away. But there are girls on my team, y'all, who have literally they swear by our skincare. And so I use their stuff. I'm like, hey, Larissa, Katie, Macy, y'all give me your skincare before and after pictures quick. Somebody wants them and I don't have any. So I just am straight up and honest, and like talking about the elephant in the room before they can mention it is really cool too, because you're like, hey, I already know what you're thinking. I don't look like I sell weight loss products, but I'm on my own weight loss journey right now, and I'm looking for people to come do this with me. Let's be accountability partners, because I am not going to succeed if I don't have somebody working with me. If you want to lose weight, let's do it together. So something like that. I mean, just kind of speaking it out before somebody has the chance to say it. Okay. So how many loyal customers did you sign last month, and how? My team already knows. I've said it like 80 times.
Last month was a really, really good month. It was 109, but that was my best month ever. My average is usually between 60 and 70. And I literally do that. Like from earlier, what I said is just being honest and sharing. I work this business into my lifestyle. I don't have to set aside so many hours a day, because this business is my life. Like, this is my lifestyle. So I'm living the lifestyle. So therefore it kind of just all incorporates together. It's not like I don't have to go on Pinterest and find fake pictures to post, because I don't need those. I have my own, or I have my teams or whatever. Like she was talking about, like if you have someone that's really good at this, then use theirs. The fact is that you know them, so you can actually speak highly of what they did. But you want me to go into host a post? Because that's like how I got a ton of them. You want me to do that now? Okay.
I love how you were like, yeah, I signed 109 last month, but normally it's only like 70. Normally I hardly sign anyone, only 70.
I'm very, very hard on myself. And I will tell you this, that when I first started this business, so if you're new to this, don't be knocking yourself up against the wall because you're not there yet. Okay, it takes time. And I'll use my husband's technique, but hold on, let me tell you. So you got to think of everything as a funnel, okay? So hold on, you got this funnel, okay? Well, it's not a very fat funnel. You got a fat funnel right here. Okay, so you have to remember, when you first join this business, your funnel is probably nothing. You probably have nothing in here yet. You just started. If you're a month or two in, you just started. Think of if you were a realtor, okay? And you just joined real estate. You're out in that market, you have nobody, you don't know anybody, you got your broker and he gave you 2 leads. Okay, that's it. You're still brand new. You don't have a funnel. A funnel takes time to build, and you've got to give yourself patience. And if you think about it like this, the average new business that starts takes 4 years to earn a profit. Well, guess what? In the business that we're in, we can earn profits in the first several months. So that's one huge benefit. But you got to give yourself time, and you have to build your brand. Like, what is it you represent? What is your story? What's your why? But when I say funnel, is this funnel, it's going to take time. So let's say the first 3 months is you building your funnel. You're messaging people, you're posting, you're talking about the business, you're building the business, okay? You're funneling, you're dropping in customers and potentials, or I should say not just customers, potentials. Potential. The funnel is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier. So come that 4th, 5th month, that funnel is so freaking full that it's starting to drip very steady. So you've got a constant flow of people saying yes now. And you don't get that. It takes 30 no's to get to 1 yes. And I've done so many different sales. I don't care what sales industry you're in. People don't say yes right away. They say no. They might say not right now. They may say later on. They may say not today. I wait on my paycheck. Whatever their no is, it's just no, not right now. It's not no forever. Okay. And remember that. Don't take it personal when they say no. It's no right now. The time is not right for them. But your funnel gets thicker and thicker and thicker. And so before you know it, it's just a flow. And that's where I've gotten my business to the point where I've built that funnel so big now that it's just a steady flow. Now, don't get me wrong, the funnel gets dry sometimes. That's when I have to go spend another month building it back up. And it just takes time. And if you get so frustrated and to the point where you say, you know what, screw this, nobody's responded to me in the last 24 hours, so I'm just not going to post it all for the next day. All you did was shut your business down for a full 24 hours. if you think of yourself, I love like fancy little boutiques, okay? If I was a boutique owner and I had a cute little storefront and I literally locked my doors for 24 hours, what would that do to my sales? For one, my customers would be pissed because they come and try to get in and they couldn't. And then you've lost 24 hours of sales because you just strictly gave up for 24 hours. When you don't post, or when you get so frustrated and you get all pissed off at yourself or whatever it is, all you're doing is killing your own business, and you're doing it. And you're doing it because you're just frustrated. You're giving yourself a little pity party. And I never give myself a 24-hour pity party. If it's a pity party, it's 10 minutes. Like, D, what is it? What is your goal? What's your why? Okay, we'll get back to work. Like, stop it. It takes 30 no's to get to a yes. So instead of looking at that no as a deterrent, look at that no as yes. That's one more closer to my yes. And that's the way I look at it. Like, that no, I've had so many no's be yeses down the road. But I kept them in that funnel, and I kept building it and molding it. And I'm telling you now, if you will just listen to what I say on that and build that funnel strong, it's going to be a constant drip. So when I say I average 70 a month, it didn't start like that. It started at maybe 10 a month, and then it got to 15 a month, and then it was 20 a month. And I will tell you, once you raise your own standards, you expect more. You raise the bar. If you got 20 last month, well, you know what? You're going to be upset with yourself when you only get 10 the next month. You're raising the bar. So every month it got better and better and better. And I was working harder and harder and harder. And even though I was working harder, I didn't feel like I was really working that much harder because my paycheck was growing. My customer base was growing. My team was growing. Everybody's happy. So the funnel got bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it's like, there's days when my phone is going off and like I'll have 18 messages. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. Like I've got to I need to focus and answer all these people. And it'll get to that point, but you got to build it to that point. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to come to you on a silver platter. If you're expecting this business, you join this business and you say, well, I see these people, they're millionaires. It's not happening overnight. It may take you 6 months to where you feel like you're finally a Ruby, or you're finally feeling like you've got a steady flow. But I promise you, if you'll build it strong, it'll be so worth it, because you won't have to. You'll work smarter and not harder. And it's because you got this huge funnel and people know your brand. They'll contact you. You don't have to beg them. And that's, to me, is how I can say I do it consistently every single month. For one, I never change my behavior. I never close for 24 hours. I'm always on it. I love this business, and it's my lifestyle. So there's no off day.
I love that. And, I always tell people, I get told no too. I literally did a live video for my team the other day, and I was like, hey, yeah, I sign 50 customers a month, but I get told no all the time. I just get told no more than you. That's why I sign more customers than you. And whenever people tell me no, I'm like, I'm a step closer to an ambassador. Because the only difference between me and an ambassador diamond is that they've heard no more than I have. If I can get told no a little bit more, I'll be an ambassador. And so I don't get discouraged anymore whenever I hear no. I'm like, all right, bring it. I'm one step closer. And so, I always tell my team, if you're going to quit this business, which obviously I'm not telling you to, I don't think that you should, because business is amazing. And why would you ever quit? Because the time's going to pass anyways. But if you're going to quit this business, do it on the month where you do sign 70 loyal customers. Why? Because if not, you spent all that time building someone else's business. So if you spent all of these months or years talking to all these people that never signed up, and you want to quit then, and you quit all those people that you talk to, well, they're all ready, but you're not there to take them because you quit the business. So they're going to all go to somebody else, and you did all the work for those people. But if you want to quit, you need to quit when all those people that you've talked to finally join. And guess what? You're never going to quit, because you don't want to quit on a month where you assign 70 loyal customers. So that's never going to happen. So if you want to quit this business, do it whenever you're signing everybody, because if not, you're doing all the work for somebody else. And that's the same thing as if you work for 2 weeks and then take off for 2 weeks because you didn't see any growth in those 2 weeks. You're never going to get anywhere, because you spend 2 weeks sowing those seeds, and then you take off the 2 weeks you're about to reap them, and then you go sow seeds, and guess what? You go and follow up with those people. Oh, well, they're not interested anymore. Why? Because they're already a customer with somebody else, probably with me or with Dee, because we probably followed up with them. So you can't stop texting people, and you can't just take 2 weeks off. There's no reason to do that. All right. So tell us about Host to Post. I know that that's a huge way you're signing your loyal customers, and I do not really do Host to Post, but I'm about to start as soon as we get off this Zoom. So I want to know, tell me what to do.
I'm gonna bring you a message I sent too. Okay, so let me tell you first, about maybe 2-3 months ago, I was not a Host to Post fan, okay? I was very much against it. I thought it was like monotonous. There was gonna be people all over the place. I was like, I'm never gonna be able to keep up with who signed what. And I didn't feel it. Like it wasn't, I was like kind of on it. I was like a hater on it. Like, oh, that doesn't work. Cause I'd always been a heavy enroller regardless. Like I didn't need that. But guess what? Remember when funnels get dry, you got to find other alternatives because your warm market runs up. You know, you only have so much warm market sometimes. So my triple diamond that just went triple, Lauren, she might, I'm recording this live by the way. So she might listen later. But Lauren, she did a video on our team page and she was like the value of Host to Post. And I listened to it because I'm like, oh, let me see what she's got to say about this. And I love her to death, but I knew she's super smart. She's a heavy enroller too. She also experienced more market drying up. Like okay, what do I got to do? I got to do something different. And when I listened to her video, I'm like, oh my God, it's so like, I don't know why I didn't think of this or why I thought it was so cheesy or whatever. So I started doing it. And it's like though having months of only 50, 60, 70 rolled into 80s and 90s and now I'm breaking 100. And it's like, I had 109 last month. She had 108 or 109. We tied right at the same time. This is two people in the same town, and we signed over 200 loyal customers just between the two of us. And not to mention, we had people on our team that were signing 40 and 50. I had a girl that signed 48 customers, and she'd only been with the business 1 month. She signed up May 2nd. So it's like she figured it out real fast. And what I do, so like I'll do it like there's two different ways. I'll do a post that says, hey. Like, hey, who would love to win a free 5-day sample of the keto coffee? And just leave it at that. Now, of course, everybody's like, me. They don't know what they have to do. So as soon as they say me, I message them and I'll say something like, hold on, I'll tell you exactly what I say. And I'll be like, for me, the cleanse works the best on Host to Post. I feel like that just attracts so much attention because people, no matter where they're from, they've heard of detox cleanse. They've heard it from somewhere. They've even seen it in Walmart. I was walking in Walmart the other day and I saw this, like all these little different cleanse tablets or pills that you take. But like everybody's familiar with a cleanse. Like they think of a cleanse being, oh, my stomach is going to be like flat as a board. So like they know about it. So I write them and I say, hey, awesome. Okay. So here's how this works. If you'll post the post below, and if I get one customer from your post, I'll send you 5 days of keto coffee or whatever I want to give them. And when we have the coins, I have like so much inventory now. So I would do that as my way to get products without me paying for it. And I would be like, here, just tag me in this post. You don't have to do anything. Just tag me in the post. When they comment, I'll take over everything. I'll answer all their questions. I'll message them. I'll do everything. Because I want them to know, yes, you might get some notifications, but you don't have to do anything. Like I'm going to take care of it for you. And if they buy one customer, I get a loyal customer from it. I'm going to give you whatever I promised them I give them. And the post that I tell them to post is like, hey, do I have any friends that want to detox and drop a few pounds over the summer? My friend D is looking for a couple people to try a 2-day cleanse and share some feedback. We've had clients lose anywhere from 2 to 10 pounds. They have more energy, clear skin, no more bloat. Comment below if you're interested. And it's crazy how many people will comment. So as soon as they comment, I friend them. Because now this is a new potential that's going to see my stuff. Even if they don't buy off this one post, this is a new person I would have never had access to had them not do this post for me. So I friend them, I add them on Messenger, and then I send them my little cleanse script that I send them, and I wait. And I'll go back on that Host to Post because I have realized that a lot of those Host to Posts, if they're not friends with you, it goes to like their request box. So they don't get the message or the notification. So I'll be like, hey, everybody, I messaged everybody. Check your request. Because it'll be days later, like it was the end of the month and I was pushing really hard, obviously. So like just today I had like 6 reply back. Oh, I just saw your message in my request. So I have learned that you do need to like put that as a reminder to, hey, check your request because they're not getting it. And I even had people say, well, you said you were going to message me, but I haven't got a message from you. They'll write that back on the post. And I'm like, oh, check your request. It's there. And I'll send it to them again and Facebook may notify them. But anyway, that has been the one way I get it. The other way is I just message people that I know that have liked my pictures, liked my posts, whatever, and say, hey, would you do me a favor? And I basically send them the same thing. Hey, would you do me a favor? I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you do and I get a customer return, I'll give you blah, blah, blah. And the thing about it is those people that I have sent that to have said, hey, I'll do that for you, but go ahead and tell me about that cleanse because I need to lose 10 pounds. So before they've even, they're reading what their post is that they're going to, they're like, oh, I need that cleanse. I never give what I'm getting them to buy. Because if I don't want them to, if I'm saying I'm going to give you a free cleanse, if you post this cleanse post, they're not going to buy a cleanse from me. But if I say I'm going to give you free coffee, if you'll post this cleanse post, they're intrigued by that cleanse post just like anybody else would be. So now they're going to get coffee and they might buy a cleanse from me. So I've had customers that I was just asking them to do host to post for me, but they're like, oh, I'm intrigued by that cleanse thing. So tell me about that. I'll still do the post for you because I want the free coffee, but I want to know about this cleanse. So I've gotten customers that way too. Again, it just starts conversation. It just starts relationships. People that I never talk to, and so these people that comment and I start messaging, they may say, you know what, I don't have the money right now. Okay, that's great. That's no problem. I'm going to follow up with you. But it's a new relationship that I got to build, and that's where I was blinded by how important and valuable Host to Post was because it got me people that I didn't necessarily see on my suggested friends. Like it was like these people, man, I may not have but just that one mutual friend with them. And it got me a whole new friend base. And it's to the point where I'm like maxed out. Like I'm having to delete people now because I'm so maxed out on friends, but it's a whole new group. And like, it's crazy when you get a whole new, like just say 100 people, it's crazy. Even it helps your algorithms because now those 100 people are not used to seeing you and they're like commenting left and right on everything I post now. And it's just amazing. It helps your algorithm for everything to be seen. So like to me, Host to Post, like I'll never not do it. It's just, it's been the most valuable asset I could bring to our business.
Okay. So is that like, so I know we always talk about like, you know, I love Instagram. That's like my thing. So I don't really do a lot with Facebook anymore, but like, why would I not at least try it? Like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm not getting anything from Facebook now, and I could spend an extra 10 to 15 minutes a day messaging people, and I may or may not get anybody, but I'm definitely not if I don't try. So, you know, I'm willing to definitely do it again and see like if this will work. But would you say that like, just like Instagram, I'm not going to message 5 people and get 5 customers. Is it the same with Host to Post? Like, is it a numbers game where you have to message a lot of people to get, like, whenever you're sending them a message, hey, will you do me a favor? Are you having to message a lot of people for them to either respond or to agree to post for you? And then even then, if they're posting, out of those people that post, does it kind of depend on the person based on like how many comments that they may get? I don't know if that was like a lot. Or
I know what you mean. So like, for example, when I do the would you do me a favor, if it's and I never try to judge a book by its cover, but I look at their Facebook. Like if they've got a really good social media presence and they've got 3,000 or 4,000 friends themselves, they're going to be a great Host to Post person for you because they're awesome. But if their profile picture is of their dog or mountains, I'm not going to ask them to do Host to Post because they just don't have a following. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, because remember this, I'm looking at Host to Post as featured distributors too. Because if they get a lot of feedback, I'm like, well, hold up. Before I go give these customers to someone on my team, have you thought about this business? And I've gotten so many distributors off that too. So, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, when I say by that, like when I say like if they got a picture of their mountains or whatever, they're not on social media that much. And they're going to be disappointed when they do this great post for you. And then they get nobody. It's crickets. They're like, oh, it work sucks. Like, I told you this was not good. But if I get a person that I can see has got an awesome social media presence, like they're all over Facebook, they're posting selfies, they're posting their favorite restaurant. Well, for one, I'm thinking DT alert, there's a possibility there. But I had a girl say, oh my God, like she posted for me. She had like 68 comments in 30 minutes. And I'm like, girl, you need to think about this business. Like, you'd be crazy not to do this business. Hello, like, before I take any of these people from you, you need to think about this. And sure enough, she's a distributor now, and she signed 18 customers in May off of Host to Post. So it's crazy, and you have to use your common sense on it. Like, there are people that are amazing for this business, and there's people that are not, and, like, that's nothing against them. It's just like, I can't sing. Nobody's going to go ask me to fill in at church because it's not happening. I mean, no offense to me, but they're not going to ask me to sing, and I shouldn't be offended because I'm just not a good singer. You know what I mean? It's the exact same thing. So it's like, you know, we're all made for different things. And so I do use my common sense. Like if I see someone's got amazing social media outlet, I'm gonna ask them to do me a favor. And then but then again, I can tell you, like I've had people that have had 300 friends. They're like a very small social media following, and I'll still say, hey, would you do me a favor? Or they comment for a free product. You know, hey, I want to win a free coffee. And out of their 300 friends, 10 comment. So you can never, sometimes you just don't know, and you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But I do say use common sense. Like don't waste your time. Like if you really want good host to post, go look at their feed, like go look how often they post. And see if they have like a following, like if people trust them, do they like them? Are they popular in as far as in the social media world? And I'd say like, if I message 10 to say, would you do me a favor? I'd say probably 3 say yes. And of those 3, 1 forgets to tag me. So I have to go back and look and make sure I go comment something. So I'll get all the notifications. But I would say 3 out of 10, I get a pretty good, at least they try. And even like they may not get a response today. Somebody might respond 2 days later, and then all of a sudden one person comments. The next thing I know, now I've got 4 people commenting because it shot it back to the top. But yeah, that's my biggest, I feel like that's kind of what I look at, but I haven't done it on Instagram. And the reason I don't do it on Instagram is because my message is long or longer. And you know, Instagram like limits how many characters you can do. To me, I tried it on Instagram. Do what?
You don't get notifications on Instagram either.
Yeah, exactly. I've tried it and I didn't get really any feedback. So I'm like, I do feel host to post is probably a Facebook only type result on that part.
So, other question that I had for you was with you doing host to post. So like you're saying, you know, cause I'm like looking at what you sent me before of like, all right, so like, here's the post you're going to do. Do you send the exact same thing, copy and paste to every single person? And does that mess up the algorithm so people don't see it? Or you just send them all and you haven't noticed it hurting
I haven't noticed it too bad. I did change it up in May a little bit because I was like, okay, well, everybody's doing the cleanse. So I changed it up. Instead of doing the cleanse, I did try to do the coffee as the actual post. And then instead of giving them coffee, I gave them a free defining gel or free greens because I still try to keep that completely separate as to what I give them versus what they're posting. And the coffee worked pretty good. But I still, I forgot one thing I did. One thing that gets it to me, like to help show back up on the news feed, because we are doing, and I would see like people on my team, people that I knew, they were doing host to post for people on my team. Like, oh, well, she's already contacted them, so I knew not to contact them. But I don't think it really hurt the algorithm that much because it was so many different people doing it. But what I would do is as soon as they tagged me, I'll go comment a before, in the comments, I'll put a before and after for them, which immediately shoots it back to the top because I'm commenting on it. And I'll do like, I have that picture that shows the 4 bottles and it says AM, PM, AM, PM. Because customers like to have kind of like an idea of what was this, a pill, is this a drink? You know, what is this? They'll do this for 30 days. They don't understand the 2-day part. They're like, 2 days, how do I only do it for 2 days? So when I post that on there, that helps them, give them a realization of the actual, for the people that need that visual image, it gives them a visual image. So that's helped me a lot. And I feel like, and then like if I realize they're not getting any comments, I'll go and post another before and after, like give it an hour, 2 hours. And if I see they haven't got any comments on it, post another, like a different before and after, because immediately it sends it back to the top. And it's a crazy, I'll do that. And then all of a sudden I'll get 2 or 3 comments. And then it's like, oh, me. And then I'll message them or whatever. So that's helped. I'm sure it probably bogs down the algorithm a little bit, but because it's so many different people and they're not it's not the same person posting the same thing every day, that it doesn't really hurt, or at least they haven't caught onto it yet. But yeah, I mean, even if you change some of the wording, it would be so easy, even on a weekly basis, to go and change your post a little bit. You know what I mean? Like just to give it a little bit of pizzazz so that Facebook doesn't see it as a copy paste type thing.
And so you just have them post the status and then you comment a before and after. You don't have them post that with a before and after? No,
I go in and do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I felt like you made me think of one more question. Okay, I can't think of it right now, but maybe we'll come back to it. Okay, so the last question that I have for you all night until I think of the one that I was just thinking of, which is just a quick question. All right, one last thing. What would you say to someone who wants to promote this month, which is everybody on this Zoom? You wouldn't be on the Zoom if you didn't want to promote. So everybody wants to promote this month, but they feel so far away. There's somebody on this Zoom who wants to promote. They feel like they're just like so far away from their promotion and their goal. What would you say to them? What encouragement do you have for them?
I would do, like, for me, like, so when I literally went, well, in this whole presidential promotion, like, there was so many names on my list that were not at 400. If I had looked at that entire list, it was a whole page long of names, at least 24 names that were not at 400. I got to say, you know what? And I did, don't get me wrong. There was days where I was like, there's no way I'm making this happen. Like, there's no way. But instead of looking at it as a whole, take it down. So I'm like, okay, I need this much in volume to go this rank or whatever it is, and break it down by the day and start making the goals simple. Don't say, okay, well, I need $8,000 in volume by the 30th. I'm never going to do that. No, because it's such a big number. It's the same thing with weight loss. Remember when you say, I want to lose 100 pounds. No, how much are you going to lose the first month? Because we're going to take it month by month, day by day. Because every single day counts. And you're going to have really good days and you're going to have bad days. But there's going to be good days that take up for the bad days. So, like, you know, and I break it down. I come back from the sales world where we were like, we break it down by the hour. You know, if I need $200 a day, okay, well, how many cleanses is that? You know, that's 4 cleanses. So instead of saying I need $200 a day in volume, I just need 4 customers to say yes to the cleanse. That's 4 hosts to post that I can get someone to say yes to. Break it down into small things and just take it day by day. And I promise if you do that, the list is it's such an awesome feeling because my list got shorter and shorter every single day. Those names, I would take it as a bullseye, like almost like I was playing darts. We have darts downstairs, so I'm like always playing darts. You know, every single day I hit a bullseye. It was a name that I got to cross off, and that was my target. So they're off. They're off. Okay, now I went from 12 names to only 6 names. Okay, I can handle 6 names. And it just got smaller and smaller and smaller. And just handle, you know, as they say, 1 pound at a time, 1 name at a time, 1 cell at a time. And you're going to run across those couple people that will go and spend $200 with you. And all you did was offer them a $36 cleanse. You just never know who that person's going to be, but you got to just take it one at a time. And I feel like if you do that, and if you're trying to promote, even if it's just going to Ruby this month to get that $1,000 bonus, take it so simple. Start off with 1 person and get them to 400 and then move on to your next. But meanwhile, talk to your team, talk to the people that you need help. Get them to do the same thing you're doing. My husband preaches to me all the time because I'm one of those people that think, oh, I can do it all myself. I can do it all on my own. I don't need nobody. I can do it myself. If it can't get done, I'll get it done. And meanwhile, I'm not helping anybody if I'm just doing the work. I'm not teaching them to do what I'm doing. So talk to your team. Even if you only have 2 distributors on your team, get those 2 distributors to do everything that you're doing. And when all 3 of you are doing the exact same thing and you're working hard, you're taking away your workload off by 3, but it's like, it's so much fun because you're doing it together. Like me and Lauren would get on the phone and be like, okay, girl, we need this many sales today. Get your team on it. Get my team on it. Let's go. And you make it like a mission. Like, hey, every time you get a sale, message me because it motivates me and have fun with it. And don't, the one thing I can tell you to make this, I don't even call it a job, this business fun is to make it fun. Don't lose the fun out of it because it's such a fun business. If you take the joy out of it and you treat it like just a grind, I mean, it is a grind. You're hustling every day, but make it fun. And just remember, like, when we were talking about the big picture and just ultimately, and one thing that Morgan said earlier was like, what her time? Remember this, like, when you build a house, you want the foundation to be so strong. You don't want one bad storm to come through and it just wipes the house down. So if your foundation is not super strong, then it's okay to let it go to the next month or whatever that may be. It's make it so strong that you never lose rank, that your foundation is so solid that you build it so well that no matter what storm comes through, it's going to last and it's going to stand. And I just think that when you're going for promotions, a lot of us get to the point where it's like, oh, we got to have it this month. We got to have it this month. It's got to happen right now, right now, right now. And we just build stupidly versus strong. and the strong is going to outweigh. I never want to promote for 1 month. That's pointless to me. That will deter me and depress me more than anything, is to promote and then lose it. Like if I promote, I want to keep it. I don't plan on ever going away. So promote strong, build strong, and just take it day by day, and don't complicate it. Make it simple, make it easy, and say, okay, this is my daily goal. Post that daily goal on a Post-it every single day. You know, whatever that target is you're trying to hit each day, and make it just simple and keep it simple. Because I think we overcomplicate things and then we stress ourselves out.
I love it. Okay, I remember what I was going to ask you. How do you keep track of all your Host to Post people? Like you said, I'll go back 2 or 3 hours later and comment again. Is it like, are you just like writing a list of names, like whenever they're like, okay, this person just posted for me, and like you just like piece of paper like this, you're like, all right, 6-4, this is the people that hosted a post?
2 things I do. One, I keep it all in my notes on my phone. So every time someone does, I just jot their name down. But I add it when they tag me. I don't hide it. I add it to my timeline. So then I can go back and hit my name and look at all the posts for the day, and I can see every single person that posted for me. And I can go back real easily and comment another before and after. Or if I realize I missed someone that commented, and for whatever reason I didn't get the notification or whatnot, I can go back and answer them really quickly. Or, hey, I lost 7 pounds in my last cleanse, or whatever I'll do to like kind of re-spark it. So I put them in my notes in my phone. I don't really do anything on paper. I'm bad on that part. But I put it in my notes in my phone, and I save it to the cloud so that I always have it. And then I'll go, and then if they do get a customer, I'll write whatever their prize was, if it was greens or coffee or whatever, so I know to mail that to them. But for me, that's just pretty much it. When I would hide it, it was so hard to go back and find if I forgot to write their name down. But when I add it to my timeline, no matter what, I can scroll back a week ago and see who did host a post for me a week ago and make sure I didn't miss anything. And a couple people that I've wrote, like I'll see like maybe they did it for me a week ago, maybe the end of the month, and they didn't get any comments. So like today, for example, I messaged them back and said, hey, I know we didn't get any comments on that first one, but would you mind trying for me again? I delete that one and they'll go redo it again. Because depending on the algorithm that day, or whatever the traffic of Facebook was that day. I had one girl that got no comments on her first one. She did it for me like 4 days later, and she got like 12 comments. And I actually got 1 customer off of it for her. So it's like, you never know. So even if they don't get a good response the first time, don't do it immediately like the day after, but give it a week or 2 and say, hey, would you mind doing this for me again, and try it, especially if it's a new month. And they're like, yeah, I would love to. I even had some people say, hey, I didn't win any coffee, but I really want to win some coffee. Do you mind if I post it again? I'm like, go for it. So I mean, you build it valuable enough to where, and some people are freaking amazed that they even had 10 people come, like, oh my God, people actually want this stuff. So it's like, that builds a demand for you as well.
And then do you go back every night? Because you said like you keep it for that day. Do you go back every night and just like hide them from your timeline so that it's not all host to post? Or no, you don't ever do that?
Sometimes I do, yeah. Like if it was a bunch, like there was like towards the end of the month, I was asking so many people to do host posts for me. There was so many on there, and I'm like, I don't want everybody to think, what's this girl doing? Like it's all about the cleanse. So I would go hide those. But if it's like a day where I only had 2, someone do it for me like 2 times, then I don't hide those. But if it was a day where like, I know one day I was like, I had like 13 people that did it for me one day. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hide some of these. Yeah, I just hide them. I don't delete them because I still want people to be able to comment because it's on their page. But I'll hide it just so that it's not
on yours.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've gone over time. I'm sorry, guys, but thanks for hanging in here because this was so good. Thank you for getting on here with us. This was so, so good. I have a page of notes, and I'm going to start doing host to post like right now.
But, it really does work. It really does work. I was a hater on it, but it's been pretty good.
I'm like, obviously it's working, so like, why not at least try it? So I'm going to give it a week of being super consistent and just see what happens from there. But thank you so much for doing this, and congratulations on your promotion. We're so excited for you, and I'll talk to you soon. And post the thing that she gave me on what she posts and all that stuff. She sent it to me, so I'll post it on. Bye, guys.
Thank you, darling. Hey, y'all have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.